Not like yesterday, pretty tough, maybe a few softer targets today. Nothing this whole weekend that was a gimme, and we normally have a few of those, and you couldn't fall back on that. There was no fallback plan, and so you had to 12 some of the hard stuff. And I did early and then hit a couple 8s and then kind of lost my yardage there about halfway, so I had to scramble to put a decent round together, so I'm happy where it finished. You shoot to win now. You can't win if you don't get in, and that's what I kept thinking. And every time I aggressive Levi wanted to mash the gas, it was a pretty tight race there. And so I knew if I just got in, I'd have a chance to win the night. So now we can go for the win and see what happens.
I don't want it to sound negative, but I think other competitors, people that you know what you're capable of, and I judged actually really consistently well this weekend. I made several bad decisions, one of which was I was 26 up on the last target and shot my first 8 of the weekend. Just bad decision. I don't know why be aggressive, when you're there, but I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just in a bad mood just because I shot an 8 on my last target. It's really what's probably going on. So really just this part out here is just a qualifier, get into the shoot-off. Like Levi said right before me, you can't win it from watching in the bleachers. So objective number 1 is get yourself into shoot-off, and then from there, shoot as aggressive as you have to try to win. And that's what I think we're all going to try to do.
Going in the shoot-down, and unlike Dan and Levi, I am not disappointed with this weekend. I think it's been 5 years since I made a shoot-down, and I've been working my rear end off. So just getting back, getting in the hunt, shooting with these boys, staying right there with them. It's crawl before you can walk again. It's building that confidence back and judging really well, shooting the PSC really well. The game plan is what I relied on this weekend, though. Just don't get stupid. When you get up on a target that the odds are slim of being able to really hammer down confidently and 12 it, don't get crazy with it. Just make sure you're getting a double-digit score out of it and going to the next one. So this weekend was really good, a lot of fun. Really was right up there on the leaderboard from the first go yesterday. So really proud of it. Shot 1-8 all weekend on a long black cougar, just barely off the line. I'll take that. Really happy with it, man. It's been a lot of work, a lot of everything put else into it. So going in the shoot down tonight, it's nothing but fun. It's let the rough side drag and let's have some fun.
Welcome back to the 2019 Mackenzie ASA Pro-Am Tour. It's the Easton Southwest Shootout here in Paris, Texas. Let's go to Chuck Cooley.
Welcome to the 3rd shoot-off for this afternoon. We are here at the ASA Paris, Texas, and our 5th place qualifier with a 417 and 14 bonus rings from Van Buren, Arkansas, Chris Hacker. Your 4th place qualifier with a 418 and 14 bonus rings, shooting for Matthews from Brownstown, Indiana, Chris Cooper. From Enterprise, Alabama, shooting for PSE, a 422 with 12 bonus rings, Justin Martin. Shooting for Matthews with a 422 and 14 bonus rings, from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, Levi Morgan. And also shooting for Matthews from Wisconsin, your leader with a 424 and 13 bonus rings, Dan McCarthy.
All right, Darren Christianberry, our mover in this one has to be Chris Cooper, who is our 4th place qualifier coming into this one. He was 4 up yesterday and shot 14 up today.
On a stout range.
On a stout range. There were a couple shooters that shot a couple extra, but didn't make it into the final 5. So Chris Cooper right now on a roll.
Yeah, 2nd day for the pro classes. We're up out there shooting at 7:30 a.m. So you get in a deep, dense woods. Those targets are dark. They're hard to judge. So for a guy to shoot double digits up, that's an impressive round.
All right, so Cooper has had multiple shoot-down appearances in his career. He also does really well in the limb savers, which is an additional shoot that you can do. Had plenty of podium finishes in limb savers over the years.
Good look at Chris holding steady right there. Good strong shot.
Justin Martin. His 9th shoot down. There's the man, Dan. All right, so the first scoring is going to be Dan. That'll be on the taper.
Everybody getting calibrated with that first arrow.
What does that mean?
That means making sure their numbers are right. They, you know, Dan shot a little above that when he might be over-judging things.
Very interesting conversation I had with Dan McCarthy about his performance on this weekend versus the last time that we shot. It was a struggle for him this go around in terms of the decisions that he was making. And, you know, I think that when you look at his performance in terms of score, 24 up, 2 ahead of Levi Morgan coming in here, the satisfaction level versus he was making really good decisions last time we shot Fort Benning and was able to walk away with that one is just, it's totally different. And this can be archery, right? 5 weeks removed and it's just a totally different game.
Yeah, and it's your game plan can change depending on the course, depending on the weather, depending on the lighting. You know, do you aim at lowers, do you aim at uppers, do you add, do you cut? There's just a lot of variables to put a good solid score together.
Justin Martin in with a 10.
No big movers yet.
Not yet. So we'll move to the long target. That's what Cooper started off with, and I think he pulled that 10 line.
It looks like a 10.
They gave it to him.
That's just like shooting a 12 when you can 10 that long javelina.
No question about it. And then our 5th scoring arrow will be Chris Hacker.
I'd say he overjudged that one by just about 2 yards.
Hacker, of course, was 2nd at the ASA Classic 2018. Multiple shoot-down appearances in his shooting career.
No change in that first arrow.
No. And there's 12-time Shooter of the Year, 12-time consecutive Shooter of the Year, Levi Morgan, which might be a little monkey wrench in this one this year.
Yeah, he's getting a good contest from Mr. McCarthy, and then Jeff Hopkins. This is the first shoot down he's missed this year, so Jeff had to be up there for Shooter of the Year as well. But
certainly, yeah.
Dan's shown out strong at the first 3 events. Well, this being the 3rd, but he's really shot well.
Dan McCarthy coming in as Shooter of the Year with an 8.52, Hopkins 8.34, Jack Wallace at an 8.27, and this shooter right here, Levi Morgan, in 4th place at an 8.24.
Levi aims so good.
Levi, of course, on the closest target we have out on the field of play. So that was Dan McCarthy, who sent down a 10 on the turkey.
Hacker went 14 hunting.
He got it. So 14 as Chris Hacker getting aggressive early on.
I shot with Chris today, and he shot strong. He had to 12 these last target to get in, and it was like a 42 or 3 yard black boar, and he let down twice on the 3rd go. He 12'd it, and here he is.
Dan McCarthy with a solid 10. So for Chris Hacker, day 1, he shot up 10, and then he went up 7 to come in here. 17 plus 17.
Mr. Levi Morgan.
Levi Morgan. I don't think there's any question about this arrow call. That's a solid 12.
Moving him back within 2 points of our leader.
It's never a gimme, but it's something you would expect him to go for.
Yeah.
Possibly the 14. It just kind of depends on Levi's strategy.
Yeah, it's too tight. Now Dan, on the other hand, you know, with a little bit of a lead, as good as he judges, as confident as he is, he may try to 14 that Blesbach.
So Darren, as we look at 10.
10 for Justin Martin.
That was put up by Martin on that one.
With Levi Morgan at 442.
Talking about Levi Morgan. A lot of rumors going around, as you know, small community here in archery. A lot of rumors going around about Levi Morgan because there are 2 3D archery tournaments scheduled at the same time. One, you know, an ASA and then another one on top of that.
A solid 10 for Chris.
10 for Cooper.
For a rotation, gentlemen.
Now, there were rumors about what Levi was going to do, blah, 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 blah. So I just went and asked him. And Levi said he is going to miss that ASA event to go to the other event.
Let me know when you're ready.
And he said even if it costs him Shooter of the Year, which would be 13 consecutive Shooter of the Year.
Yeah.
If you don't think that Levi is putting a lot of pressure on himself to score as many points as he possibly can, you do this year.
All right,
With
gentlemen.
6 events, you'll only drop 1. So
Right.
basically, with that 1 drop, he's giving it away. And we know he hasn't had a real strong start to the season. So if Levi could win this one, he's going to get himself a whole heap of points towards that Shooter of the Year. And it's in the back of his mind on the daily.
It's a tough decision for guys to make, picking IBO ASA, because, you know, you're missing 20 grand if you win the tournament. If you give up Shooter of the Year in the IBO, or if you give up Shooter of the Year in the ASA, it's another $20,000 bonus. So, you know, it could be $60,000 or $80,000 these guys are talking about. Good look at Justin Martin there. Nice strong shot. He's been working hard, and it's showing.
Looked like Cooper, though, threw a 14 down there on the taper.
Cooper ain't scared.
Cooper is not scared.
I need some of that.
There it is. Oh,
I believe
okay.
he's got it.
I looks like he's got it from the way it's been called, but it's
Yeah.
always a different look on that white. There you go. Pulled that line.
You can breathe, Chris. You can breathe now.
Mike Durrell said you can breathe now. That's pretty funny.
Okay, next up for Chris Hacker.
All right, so Hacker in with a
Coming off
10 on the
14
turkey.
zone off that taper. And now moving to
shooting
the
good.
turkey, which
The
is
turkey
a
looks like
much
it's
bigger challenge.
the second
12.
farthest target away, huh? Oh, and he got a 12. Sorry, that's my fault.
Mr. Hacker's making a move.
I thought it was a little bit too far on the left,
Next up
so
for Dan McCarthy
another
and
couple of
Bledsoe.
points.
Those bonus rings can add up in a hurry.
Field is starting to bunch.
I can't see with the glare. I'm pretty sure that's a dozen.
A little glare on monitor here.
12 for Dan McCarthy.
Matches Levi's
Bonuses
12.
all around. Next for Levi Morgan and the Javelina. A bonus 12 here would be quite remarkable. That target has been elusive.
Off
for
to the
everyone
Javelina.
today.
So Levi got through that long bomb. It doesn't look like too bad of a shot. Well, it looks like a fantastic shot.
Doesn't look too bad. I mean, he could have just moved it 2 or 3
Yeah.
millimeters up towards the middle.
12. Levi Morgan on that.
Inside out, 12 for Levi.
That's like shooting a 14 right there, 12 in that little
Justin
booger.
Martin on the
Imagine if
half
someone
wall.
went for the 14 on that target at this distance.
It's tiny.
This will be Justin Martin with a 10.
10 for Justin Martin. All right, let's look at the numbers now, folks. We have Dan McCarthy.
So as we have the
456,
scores being
Levi
updated,
Morgan at 454.
you can see
Justin
Dan
Martin,
McCarthy
Chris
still
Cooper,
leads. Levi
452.
2 ahead of
Chris
Martin,
Hacker
tied
is
with
only
Cooper,
5 points behind
and Hacker
at
only 1 back. How tight do you like it in this one?
It's a race.
Anyone within striking distance. Any bobble on this one, and next thing you know, you're in 5th spot.
First through 5th is a 5-point spread. So barring any big moves here, everybody's going to shoot that final arrow as it stands right now. I know we got a long way to go, but it's a tight race. Levi looks pretty focused.
Levi on the Howling Wolf.
The more people talk about Levi, the tougher he gets. They start talking about him, oh, he's done, oh, he's not going to win, oh, he can't win Shooter of the Year, and then he shoots 50 up. He's a strong competitor.
That's Levi's target. Looks like he drifted out just to the right.
Oh, my. Dan McCarthy, everybody.
Putting the pressure on. And that's, by the way, I think we can mention it now, that's about 48 yards downrange.
I think it is. I looked at it earlier. I don't know what it ranged, but it's a poke.
Yep. I got word beforehand.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's 48 yards downrange. That's 2 yards shy of the max distance in this class.
First up for Justin Martin.
He's going to get him a bonus
Looking
ring.
for a 12 on the taper.
There it
He's
is.
got a 12 on the taper. Justin Martin. moves
This
up
is
to
good.
12.
It's like you've done this before, Darren.
This is a good
Next
race.
up for Chris Cooper. On the turkey. We have everybody tightly bunched within 5 points.
Oh, that was a 14 shot right there. Is that Coop going for 2 in a row?
No, certainly not.
For Chris Cooper.
Just low.
Is that not in it?
Moves into 460.
It was just low. It looked like it
Man,
was
what
just
a
low.
good effort there, Coop.
I love how aggressive he's getting with this. Why not?
12 on the Blessed Hawk. At 10 for Chris Cooper.
That should have been.
I think that was
Hacker.
Hacker.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that would have been Hacker.
He got it.
Now for our leader, Dan McCarthy on the javelina.
What an answer by Dan right here. Levi 12 that long thing just to feel like he gained a point right there on Dan, and Dan's like, you know what? Watch this.
Moving to first place and win the women's division. Levi Morgan just took a 12 on it. And for Dan McCarthy. A 12 for Dan McCarthy.
Yeah, we saw that one.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Levi may come down here in 14 this taper.
That wolf is howling, but unfortunately it's not howling at 12 for Levi Morgan. At least I don't think so. I have been wrong before and will be again, but in this one, it's a 10.
10 for Levi Morgan moves him to 464. So now let's move forward now. Dan McCarthy, 468. 4 points ahead of Levi Morgan and Justin Martin at 464. Chris Hacker now at 461. And Chris Cooper at 460. Everyone still within 10 points of our leader going into our 5th arrow.
Justin Martin. Just, you know, when I talked to him before, I said, you know, what's the goal? And he said, look, it's been a while since I've been back, and I don't do this for a living. I don't need this. So the first thing is just getting here. And he said, and then maybe I'll make another one and go for a podium.
Yeah.
I think he was maybe slow playing me a little bit.
Yeah, he knows what's going on out here.
Oh, no doubt. Because right now Martin has put himself in a position not only for a podium appearance,
Chance to win it.
but a chance to win it.
Got this 5th arrow here, and then he's probably going to be in range to shoot the 6th and final. Anything can happen. Good look at Levi there. Just curious to see what he does. I don't know if he'll shoot at that 14. It's marked up awful well. See his thumb getting a little bit nervous there at that trigger. He went for it.
Ooh, that is so close.
He went for it. He's not here for second.
No way. If Levi Morgan snags that 14, just wait for it. This crowd's going to erupt.
We need a good camera angle here.
Oh, that is a close
Man,
one.
that's close.
Doesn't look pulled to me.
Can't see. That's. Ooh, I don't know. If that ridge got it. He
got it. Levi Morgan, fist pumping all around.
He needed that. Big long draw length, big poundage. You can shoot those big fat arrows.
You sure can. Uniontown, Pennsylvania, Levi Morgan. Now, what did Dan McCarthy do?
I'd be wearing on Dan McCarthy this entire time, knowing that he's going to come to that last target, and that taper sitting with a 14 for Levi. Oh.
Good commentary there by Mike.
Okay, here we go for Chris Cooper on the Blesbach.
Surprised Coop didn't 14 that.
12 for
Yeah,
Chris
me too.
Cooper.
But he got
Got
to
a
12.
12.
That's bonus
Yep.
points.
Handing out
Yep.
bonus rings now. He's up to 472.
Way we look at it,
Behind
10
Justin
ring
Martin.
is
6
pretty
points.
standard. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
par, I guess you could say. And
Chris Hacker on the javelina.
definitely a 12 rings a birdie, and a 14 is an eagle.
I think Bill's looking a little tired, don't you?
Did-
Mr. Hatton. A 10. Still a good shot.
Good 10 for Hacker on that javelina. See what McCarthy did here. See if we're going to be tied going into the final or if he takes a 2-point lead with a dozen. Center 10.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to go 478 across the top. Martin's going to have a 474. Cooper at a 2, and Hacker at a 1. Here's Levi's reaction after that 14 was called.
Waiting on that
Hey, Levi,
call.
it's a 14. I tried.
He was excited. He was excited right there.
So within, let's see.
Everybody's in.
Yep.
7-point spread from top to bottom.
It's what the picture you just saw of everybody shaking hands is very typical of archery, isn't it?
It is. It's a big family out here. You know, you're obviously each guy out there wants to win, and they're, you know, selfishly wanting to help their bank accounts. I get it, but no one's out there going, man, I hope this guy chokes and shoots one in the face. You just don't really see that out here.
Mm-mm. All right, so now they get a pack of arrows back.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one arrow. They're moving out the deer. Take old Billy. Billy.
Billy Baru.
Billy Baru. He's got to be one. Like you're saying, I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You've said it before. You fletch all dozen of them. You shoot all of them that you bring here. You know they're good shooters. But there's got to be something said by an arrow that just keeps pounding.
Yeah, if it keeps pounding and keeps doing what you want it to do, you want to. If you're superstitious, you know, you want to keep rolling with it.
All right, so here we are. It's the Open Pro or the Men's Pro, kind of the same, same thing, just said two different ways. We're in our 6th and final arrow. They brought out the 6th target. And you can see how close these scores are.
I would think we'll see some 14 shot at right here.
I know it's difficult, but from where you're standing to where we know they dropped that 6th target, that XL deer, what do you think?
40.
40.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very makeable 14 shot.
I think it's just inside of where the ladies shot it, and they were, like I said, if the javelina was 48, it was about 6 steps in or so for them, so it puts it at 42. I mean, they're going to be right there around that 40-yard mark, I'd say, which is really not a tough shot for these guys.
And a very reasonably sized 14 ring. They're
For
not
sure.
all the same size, are they?
And very good markings. It's not like they're aiming at a big brown blob out there. There's some really good arrow holes, as you can see in that little that inset picture there. There's good arrow holes to aim at for these guys, so they'll have no doubt where to put their pin. And if they've got the number right and make the right shot, they're going to be happy with their score. Hacker's got to shoot a 14. If he shoots a 12, he's at 83. That means Justin just has to shoot a 10 to beat him. So Hacker's got to shoot a bonus ring here, and it has to be the 14 to make the move.
And we should be shooting in the order. You see the left part of your screen. It should be Hacker, then Cooper, then Martin. I'm going to guess it's going to be Levi, and then McCarthy.
Those two will depend on their bonus rings, who will shoot first. But I think Hack goes for a 14 here, and then Coop's probably going to have to answer.
Amy.
He went at it.
Rihanna, he went for it. That's just south of it.
He needed one more yard.
When you say he needed one more yard.
Yeah, if he judged it for 40, and that's what he shot it for, and he hit just a little bit low, if he'd have shot it for 41, it would have risen enough to catch that 14. So he was 1 yard short.
Good effort by Chris Hacker.
Now, Coop can go for a 12 here, because if he hits a 12, then Justin has to shoot a 10 at a time, and they could shoot off for third. Or he can shoot for the 14 and make Justin decide what he wants to do. I think he goes for it.
His travel partners in attendance. Benny, Barger, Brian Jones, Brian Allen, all cheering for him.
Blue, Brian Llewellyn in the crowd.
Llewellyn, sorry. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's see what
he
Coop
wrote it
does.
down. He can barely spell.
I want to see him 14 this thing. Okay.
He has 1 minute to shoot.
Deep breath, reset.
We don't see it very often in shoot downs, but it's an option.
Yeah, his pin was obviously moving more than he was comfortable with, so he's going to reset here and try to get a good steady sight picture.
Good lesson for you young archers.
Execute a strong shot. Moving a little there.
Ooh.
It's going to be left, it looks like.
Yeah,
he had the number.
Yeah, definitely a good judging on the yardage. He's going to go off with a 5. So
good weekend for Coop, though.
Very good weekend for Coop. So that's going to drop him down to 5th spot. Well, at the moment, he's in 3rd place, but Martin really has just got to hit anything in the foam.
This is where Justin needs to know how many bonus rings Chris Hacker has, because if Justin shoots at the 14 and happens to 5 it, he could still take 3rd with bonus rings. So if he knows where he's at, knows what the score is, it'll make his decision on what he wants to shoot here. But if he wants to win, he's going to have to try to shoot that 14.
Enterprise, Alabama, 19 years as a pro. Going for a podium.
He got at least a 10.
All right, so he gets a 10. I didn't see him call upper. So it's a 10.
Yep.
That's going to move him to 84. So for the moment, he'll take over the lead.
Barring fives by Levi or Danny, he'll stay in third.
So a good podium.
For sure.
What a
Big smile on his face there. He's happy with this weekend, and he should be.
No expectations
Yep.
coming in here.
He's been working hard on his shooting. He's not shooting full time now. He's working hard, and he's making this fun again. And he's been working hard, and it's paying off, and it's showing.
It's been a while, but he is back.
Mr. McCarthy's next. So Levi had the most bonus rings, so he's going last.
Just what he wants, right?
Yeah.
Mike said to Dan, "You got it?" Dan just shrugged his shoulders. I don't know. We'll see. Here we go.
He went for a 12.
God, he didn't get it.
Got a 10.
Well, last year's winner, Dan McCarthy, here in Texas. Going for it.
Bonus ring for Levi.
A 10. That'll take us to 88.
If Levi shoots a 10, we'll keep shooting.
You know he's going for the 12.
Oh, he's going to bury in it. He's probably going to aim safe side to make bar against shooting 8 and giving it away. He's going to put a good number, top of the 12 there, make a good strong shot. You don't want to give McCarthy very many chances, so Levi's probably going to try to seal it right here.
Levi, with his appearance in the shootdown, already erasing a slow start to the season, trying to put a stamp on this one in round 3 of the 2019 Mackenzie ASA Pro-Am Tour. Did he call upper?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, the crowd doesn't.
Nobody cheered.
He definitely doesn't look like he called upper. Yeah, he didn't. So maybe a little bit hot on the judging.
Yeah.
All right, we have overtime.
Overtime.
So
So Justin Martin will take third. That's official.
So that's going to be third for Martin. Hacker's going to walk away with fourth. Coop going to be in 5th spot. Still have to decide which one of these Matthew shooters is going to get the buckle.
If
All
they
right.
tie again, I believe they'll start alternating shots.
So now what's the solution? All right, so they have to have a clear winner by score.
He'll have his choice of shooting first or second in the first round. He's elected to go second. Dan will shoot first. If they're still tied after that arrow, they'll rotate. Dan will shoot second, Levi will shoot first, and they'll rotate back and forth until we have a clear winner.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so they're moving them up. They're going to put them on a different spot. Targets stay the same. They're going to shoot the turkey.
Ooh.
They're going to shoot the turkey from the left side hash mark in this half of a football field. Here at Paris High School. Go Cougars.
These guys have already shot this target, so they have a really good idea what it was from the original position. Just because they walked them up 5 steps, they could do some pretty quick math and get really close, you know. So, but these guys are good enough at judging. They're going to look down there and pick their number, and both of them are going to be within a yard, no doubt.
Yeah, because it's a little bit of a different angle.
It is.
The other thing I really like about this particular target is that with the coloration of the target, having that dark body, there's no big marks.
Right.
You've got to really find where the ring is.
Yeah.
And of course, these two shooters shoot it enough. They know where to hit, but this is not the easiest target that Mackenzie makes by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not a lot of room for error above or below. If you're shooting below the lower 12, there's not a lot of room to stay in the 8 ring, and same as going at the upper. So,
And the other thing I'll say is is you can see our angle of shot, and right behind it is like a blue. It would actually pad the wall if you were playing football. And when they were at the stake or in the box shooting, the target was actually, the backdrop was that blue. So now you've shifted them around and given them a little bit more backlighting. I think that's also made it just a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to see any detail in their scope. They're silhouetting, aiming off of those white marks there, the height of the tail, anything they can use for a reference.
All tied up.
See if Dan wants to try to 12 it and give Levi a chance, or if he wants to go for the 14 and stick the dagger in. So steady. Dan's a great shooter.
Right in the middle.
Went for the 12.
Could have caught the 12. Might have pulled the line. I mean, to me,
I think it's just wide.
yeah, I think so. If you're breaking that middle ring, not used for scoring in ASA competition.
They gave it a good look. Don got down and dirty on it.
He did. All right, so Don gives us the signal. That's going to be a 10. There's Levi's chance. He's got a second chance to bring home the gold.
Good look right there from that angle. You could see they're just a black blob. You know, you can see the white paint on the wings, but, you know, they're really just silhouetting this thing, finding a place where they think that 12 is, because I don't believe you can see the humps, the detail, the shiny spots in the target. We can see it there in that picture, but from where they're standing, I think they just have a black silhouette of a turkey.
A 12 or a 14 for the win for Levi Morgan. He sends it. Oh, looks like it's in the middle. And we continue.
So now Levi will have to shoot first.
Oh, is that the way it works? So
I
he
think
chose.
So. Yeah, he chose to shoot second. So the next target, I believe Levi will go first.
I just think that you're absolutely right that it was just a big blob and there was no real solid indicator of where to aim it.
They get a bonus, right? You guys are up to about 5 hours at this pace. Yeah. Cam, you want to go to a commercial? No, we're happy. We're right here. We're on this. Keep shooting. Why don't you just walk them up there to the taper and say,
They looked over at our table and we're like, we're going to take a commercial break? Because
No.
Dan said, let's go for a TV timeout. No, let's keep shooting.
Oh, we're going.
This action's too good.
We need a winner.
We definitely need a winner because we have something very exciting on the other side of this match. But these two giants in the men's pro class, this open pro class, I mean, you are looking at a battle of the titans. Dan McCarthy, of course, led the way in Shooter of the Year last year and let it slip through his fingers towards the end of the year because this guy just lit the world on fire.
Yeah.
And McCarthy knows he's got a lead this year with Levi in fourth. Levi trying to claw his way back into contention, even though we know which round Levi will drop as his lowest scoring one because he's not going to be in attendance. Very rare for Levi to do that.
If someone were to ask you who the two best unknown 3D archers in the world would be hard to argue that these two guys right here out in front of us.
All right, hash mark taper.
Two of the best in the world at what they do.
Levi gently getting to his release. Sends it. Oh, he went for the 14. Oh, wow. That is just high.
That's going to make Dan's job really easy right now.
And Levi with a shake of the head. Oh, and the grimace on his face, you can see the disappointment.
Yeah.
5 for Levi Morgan.
He handled it well, but he's just tore up inside right now. I know he is.
Situation's easy. If Dan hits anything on the foam, we're going to another arrow.
Yeah.
If he scores anything, an 8, a 10, he's got to play it safe.
He wants to win, but he doesn't want to win it like that. Maybe he does. Maybe he does want to win like that. This made it easy.
You know, it was Levi's risk.
Yep.
It was Levi's risk to take to try to put pressure on Dan.
Well, he knew what Dan was going to do. You know, at this distance, Danny's going to shoot that 14. He's not going to now, I doubt. He'll probably 12 it.
There it is. Good solid shot. A 10 or a 12. It looks like a 12, but that's going to be it for Dan McCarthy, who's going to take home the victory in his long 17-hour drive home in the Prius. And a 12 it is for the official score. And another couple points over his competitors in his bid for Shooter of the Year. As we hit the halfway point of our season for our 3 classes that I've already shot, Women's Pro, Senior Pro, and Open Pro. So congratulations all around. Man, he is just on fire right now.
He's got it going on. He knows how far they are, and the guy can shoot as good as anybody.
Cannot wait to hear from Dan about pressure he was under, the decisions that he was making, because it was something to behold. 2 of the sport's largest going head-to-head for that championship. As Dan is on his way over to see PJ right now. So let's go ahead and get to PJ with our winner.
Dan McCarthy, that was a heck of a finish there. Tell me how you feel about that.
You know, honestly, I'm super happy to win. I've been in that situation a bunch of times, and that's a really bad draw. And I mean, I got more respect for Levi out here than anybody, and honestly, emotionally, like I'm almost heartbroken over it because I've been there, and I've lost to him that way, and it's just when it comes down to luck, a draw like that, and you have to go for a 14 in that situation. And I've missed it before, and I think I shot with him today. He shot great. I know how bad he wants a win. I want to win too, but it's just, I don't know. I'm happy, but I tore up for friends too. I watched my wife lose, so I don't know. A little emotional. I think it'll sink in. I'll be really happy over it, but lots of emotion, and most of it's empathy.
Keeps your Shooter of the Year standing going with your great qualification score this weekend. Tell me how you're feeling about that.
I'm happy about that. I've been working hard at this. I'd like to win that, and it's obviously on your mind, but it's not like part of your strategy. It's just keeps you motivated to get out there and work at it and keep it going. I've had Levi snatch it out from underneath me last year, and I can't say he snatched it out from underneath me. He took it. It's not like it was mine to get or anything. I don't want it to sound bad, but I've lost several close calls, and I would really like to win that one. So I mean, that's top of my list. Any win I get along the way will be a major bonus, but that's what I'm going for.
Well, Dan, congratulations, and from the spectator standpoint, it was thrilling to watch, no matter how it ended.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, PJ. Thank you.
Well, you know, Darren, I mean, how do you really explain it more than the emotion that he has for his competitor losing because he's been there? Really defines a lot of what archery is about.
Oh yeah, I said it earlier when they shot the arrows. Dan doesn't want to win that way, but you know, he'll take the win. He's happy, but he feels bad for Levi.
Well, Dan McCarthy takes the win in the Open Pro class. A well-deserved win for him as well. We'll take a break. On the other side, you don't want to go anywhere because we have something special coming at you in the known pro class, something that you haven't seen before in ASA competition.
ASA Archery Tour is brought to you by True Ball Archery, Axel Sights and Scopes, by Shrewd Archery, by Matthew Bows, and PSE Archery.